What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today's video is one that I can pretty much guarantee will not disappoint because we have a very interesting little piece of machinery out here today. This is the World War II M55 Reising SMG. Now, first things first, before we even get started, I just want to say, no, this is not mine. The owner is actually right here off camera and he wants to remain anonymous. So we're gonna keep it that way. But of course it is registered. He's actually an SOT here in Indiana. So he's got quite a few cool little toys like this. I'm definitely jealous of his collection. But like I said, the M55 Reising is an SMG. It's chambered in 45 ACP and it was made in the early 1940s and even had a brief stint in military operations. It basically replaced the Thompson in certain areas where supply was limited. And it's smaller, lighter weight, and was just a better fit for some operations. However, due to reliability issues and bad conditions, they quickly phased these out, which is probably why you don't hear about them as much as other firearms from that time frame, like Garands, Thompsons, 1911s, etc. It's just not as good of a design. Now, there are several different versions of the Reising gun. The M55 is also known as the paratrooper model, and those of you familiar with these probably recognize that right away from the size and the very unique buttstock, which we'll talk about more here in a minute. But believe it or not, as enticing as it was, I have actually not fired this one yet. I wanted to take my first shots on camera with you guys. So let's heat this thing up. All right, this is an interesting design. It's pretty basic, so we'll just go ahead and start at the muzzle and work our way back. It has about a 10-inch barrel, I believe. I'm not exactly sure on the length, but I did measure it and it was around 10 inches. There's also no compensator on the paratrooper model. That's one of the ways that they shortened this version up. Moving back, we have the charging handle underneath the bottom of the forend, which once again is not a very good design. If you're wearing big gloves or you have an injury, frostbite, etc., probably not gonna be very easy to manipulate. And there's no bolt hold open on this rifle, so you have to charge it with every magazine and every malfunction. Moving back, we have the mag well right here, magazine release behind it. Again, it is a 45 ACP. These are 20 round mags. If anyone at YouTube's watching, these are low capacity magazines. We probably won't even fill them all the way up, but they do hold 20. Mags go in just like that, and you actually have to push the magazine release to even get the magazine to go in. So another design flaw. And then on the other side, we have the safety. It's stiff as hell, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm not even gonna actuate it. It is 3 positions, safe, semi, and fun. America. And then moving all the way back, we have probably my least favorite part of this entire thing. Again, this is the M55 paratrooper model, and one of the giveaways is the coat hanger, buttstock here on the back. It is designed to fold out of the way to reduce overall size and weight, and it kind of locks in place with these little tabs here on the receiver, and it is not very secure. It's an interesting feature. All right, let's go ahead and take the first shots. Most of you probably know I am left-handed, so I'm gonna start on this side. If I need to, I will shoot it right-handed so you can see the ejection. But let's see how this thing feels. Hopefully we can hit the target. That actually feels really good. Not bad. I didn't expect it to get through the whole magazine, but as you can see, it fired every round and cycled perfectly. Let's shoot it again. Okay, I got a fresh mag. I'm not even sure where the bullets are going. I think most of them hit the target, but let's see if we can figure it out. Looks like they might be going a little high. Let's see what this button does. All right, I'll go ahead and shoot it right-handed so you guys can see the ejection. Another reason I don't like this stock is as a lefty, you can't rest your cheek on it when you shoot. So maybe it'll work better right-handed. Let's try it. I'm gonna aim for that yellow gong, but I'm not counting on hitting it. I think I broke it. Oh, we had one round left in the chamber, but that was the last one in the magazine, so it's actually working pretty well. Let's try some short little bursts and see if we can keep them on target. They say that's how you're supposed to shoot these fun switches. Try it. Man, this thing rules. I'm not gonna lie. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give you all a quick overview on the M55 Reising. There are much better, more detailed videos out there, so if you want all the information, I would recommend you go watch those. There's like dozens of YouTube videos on these things. But the Reising was designed in the early 1940s by Eugene Reising. Obviously, that is where it gets its name from, and there are several variations of this rifle. The M50, which was the original full-length wood stock, longer barrel, compensator, etc. Then you have the M55, which is the one we got. Shorter barrel, no comp, wire, folding stock, just an overall smaller and lighter weight package for the parachute infantry. And then there's the M60 semi-auto version. I believe there's also a couple 22 LR versions as well. Like I said earlier, I'm not exactly sure how long the barrel is. I measured it at about 10 inches. Okay, the owner's off camera here. He said 10.5. So 10.5 inch barrel, that sounds about right. It's definitely a much smaller package than the full-length M50. Neighbors are shooting. We've already been over the operation and how it works, but it is a closed bolt delayed blowback design. And in 1941, it was actually issued to certain military units as an alternative to the Thompson, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with. At that time, there was some uncertainty surrounding the availability of the Tommy gun. It's also a much heavier, bulkier, open bolt SMG, where the Reising being, well, available first of all, and also being closed bolt, smaller, lighter weight, etc., was appealing for those reasons. Until, of course, it proved to be unreliable in bad weather conditions, which for a military gun is unacceptable. So that's the basics on the M55 Reising. Again, if you want a more detailed breakdown, there are dozens of YouTube videos on these things. And they're actually one of, if not the cheapest, automatic subgun you can get. So they are quite popular on the civilian market, and a ton of people have these things. Obviously, I don't own anything like this, so I still giggle like a child every time I shoot it. But as far as the track record goes, durability, reliability, etc., it's definitely not the best when it comes to the Reising SMG. But I've got to say, this one has worked very well for us today. So let's do one more mag done. All right, guys, we got 5 targets on the table, 2 watermelons, 2 2-liters, and a 24 pack. I want to see how easy it is to keep this thing on target. If we can get them all with 1 mag, I'll consider that a victory. Let's see. Malfunction! Ah! Well, the malfunction definitely stopped us, but I think we did get most of them. Okay, we definitely hit the first watermelon. We have a bullet impact directly in the middle. Took out the 2-liter, clearly it's empty. We've got 3 to 5 rounds on our 24 pack. Also hit the second 2-liter, and it looks like our second watermelon did not get hit. Of course, the only malfunction of the entire video would be when I needed it to work the most. So I think we have quite a few 12-ounce cans of soda in that 24 pack, and we still have an untouched watermelon. So I'm gonna reload it, and we'll try and take these 2 out. Okay, let's try this again. Not bad. Well, our 24 pack has been ventilated quite a bit. There's probably 20 to 25 rounds on that thing now. A lot of them over here on the side where I was transitioning from one target to the other. If we go around to the back, definitely a lot more carnage on the back, as there always is with exit holes. And if you look at the side, you can see most of those cans, if not all of them, are empty, and this thing feels extremely light. And then laying on the ground here, we also did finally hit our second watermelon. Now on the slow-mo, I noticed only 2 or 3 rounds hit that watermelon. Honestly, I kind of forgot about it. It was so satisfying shooting that 24 pack and just watching the bullets hit it over and over again that I didn't really switch to the watermelon until the last 3 or 4 rounds. But we did hit it. And just to put this into perspective, I could have taken out all 5 of those targets with 5 rounds and probably under 3 seconds in semi-auto. Now this definitely did a lot more damage, but ultimately the result was the same. And that is the downside of full auto. It's just hard to place your bullets accurately. But it is a lot more fun, that's for sure. All right guys, that is gonna conclude our video on the M55 Reising SMG. I really hope that you all had half as much fun as I did. I had a freaking blast with this thing. So again, I wanna thank Mike, the SOT here, for inviting me out to shoot it. He has quite the collection of cool little toys. So hopefully down the road, we can do more videos on stuff like this that I obviously cannot own. At least not yet. Either way, hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down in the comments below. As always, hit the like button for me, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.